to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 38, the Economic Collapse Checklist. And we're just going to go down a list of what has been going on with respect to our rights, laws, and other initiatives that the government has taken along with the central bankers. But before I begin, there were two explosions in Boston. I mean, the news reporting agencies are coming out with different stories. Some are saying 12 are dead and 50 injured. Some are saying 2 are dead and 26 are injured. So we don't know what the official report is. And my thoughts and prayers go out to those families and those people who died and who are injured. But the question remains, who planted these bombs? Is this a type of false flag? Who is this going to be blamed on? And will this bring us a step closer to either war or going after the radical gun owners? We don't know yet. They're still investigating everything, and this will come out later. And we will see what happens, because we know for a fact that from this point on that the powers that be need to get us into some type of war to cover the economic collapse. And we know that people are going to die. People are going to get hurt. Is this a good thing? No, it is not. But they don't care. They don't care about the people. They see us as cattle. They only have one thing, and one thing only on their mind, and that is to cover up the economic collapse. And they really don't care how they do it. They really, I've been talking about a cyber attack. Other reports have been talking about a nuclear explosion or an EMP explosion over the United States, blacking out the United States. And it could be all of this. We don't know. But one thing I do know, it will have to be big to wake the American people up and have them beg for war. Otherwise, we don't want to go to war. There's no reason. Unless people get hurt, people die, people are injured, we suffer, we want revenge. That's how it usually works. There's no other way to really think about it. So, will this be the false flag that we've been talking about? I don't know. I don't know if it's big enough to really shake Americans. I think it might be the first one to get us used to that they're attacking. Maybe. I don't know for sure. But I do know that it's going to have to be much larger than what we've seen today, and it is a very sad thing that we're seeing today. And again, this could turn out to be nothing. It could just be a crazy person who wanted to blow up runners. Who knows? It makes no sense whatsoever. But let's move on, and we're going to go through the current news, and we're going to talk about what's going on here and all around the world and everything else. Now, I did mention about an EMP attack, and there was a report that came out that North Korean EMP attack is unstoppable. And basically what they're talking about a ballistic missile that could fly at a 300-mile altitude above Omaha, Nebraska, and then detonate an EMP type of explosion, which would knock out the electricity and wreak havoc on all electronics. Now, I don't know if North Korea really has that type of missile that can reach that far. That's a long distance to fly. So I think they're just, to me, they're setting this up saying, listen, the power can go out and North Korea is to blame. So who cares how it actually goes out? They're telling us EMP, but they can easily take it out with a cyber attack. I mean, it's been all over the news. CNN reporting that they were able to take a generator out and make it, smoke and explode, and the power grid goes out. I believe that's what they did back in 2003. They tested the East Coast, and they tested to see if they were able to black out the East Coast. And some reports come out saying it was a software error, but to me, that's perfect. They introduced something into the software. Let's see if we can knock out the power, and it did. So what is a cyber attack? They're going to introduce some type of malware virus into the system, and there it goes. The power goes out. And I think they're just getting everyone used to the idea that North Korea, because they also had a report of a cyber attack on nuclear and power infrastructure, so they're just getting us used to North Korea does have the ability to do this. This is what they're trying to tell us. Now, let's moving on. As we're talking about the internet and cyber attacks and cybersecurity and all that, it looks like Google, Yahoo, Microsoft is quietly backing CISPA. And it's funny because they're pushing this through, and CISPA completely removes the Fourth Amendment, and they are allowed to track you, search your records, see what you've been doing. Companies can hand over your private data. It's basically like this. Think of it in these terms. A government official walking into your home, going through everything that you own. Then, as you drive away in your car, the government official is sitting there with you, and that person goes with you all day long to see where you go, what you do, and writing down that information so they keep a record of it. This is what people don't understand. Do you want a government agent always in your back seat, or searching your house whenever they feel it's necessary? And this is what this CISPA is going to do. It basically hands over all your private information. It allows them to track you. It allows them to see what you're doing. Now, I just seen another report that the White House announced that President Barack Obama has the authority to initiate a preventive cyber strike in the event that an attack on the U.S. is threatened. So what is this? What this means is they have the ability, the military, to launch an attack on the people who are attacking us. And it allows them basically to bring us into a cyber war. And you know what a cyber war does? It leads us into a real war. So this is what they're talking about, and now President Obama has the authority to do this. And this is not a good thing. He is using his Presidential Policy Directive Number 20, which is classified. Nobody can see what this is, but this is the directive that he will use if we were under a cyber attack. I tried to find out what it is, and when I went to the Homeland Security, there's a big thing on there that says classified, and they give you this type of BS explanation of what it is, but you really don't know what it is because it's classified. So we don't know what he's able to do when a cyber attack is happening. So let's use an example. We'll just use North Korea because they've been in the news and that's what we've been hearing. They launch a cyber attack, and I keep saying that they're going to hit our power grid infrastructure, and the power goes out. Now the president has the authority to call on the military to use this Presidential Policy Directive Number 20, which is listed on the Homeland Security site, but it's classified, and start a cyber type of war against the nation that attacked us. And once you start this, it just leads into war. There is no other direction to go in here. So this is something new. This is something that they're getting prepared for. Again, everything that the government does is a step-by-step process because they know what's coming, but they have to get everything in order. They have to make sure that they have the laws, they take away your certain rights, that everything they do is just preparing. That's what they're doing. It's the same thing. I mean, the gun control, they're preparing. I mean, right now, Homeland Security is working with states now to collect guns from owners. They're breaking the law by cross-referencing medical information, finding out who's a permit holder, finding out if they're taking any type of medication, and writing them letters and collecting guns. So this is completely against the Second Amendment. They're not allowed to do this. This is an infringement on the people's rights. Shall not be infringed upon. So, and I know I said this many, many times over and over, but to bear means to carry. Arms is weapons, ammunition, armaments. Armaments is military-grade weapons. And infringe means to limit, to undermine, to encroach on. And if you just substitute any of those words, that one sentence in the Second Amendment is perfectly clear. And Rand Paul actually is stating this now because usually the news, when they talk about gun control, to hear the rest of this report, go to x22report.com. And while you're at x22report.com, visit The People. This is a community of people discussing the economic collapse. Again, go to x22report.com to hear the rest of this report. Thank you.